All right, let's dive into one of the most insanely clever moves in Sung Jinwoo's entire journey. This is that moment, where he stops just being a hunter fighting monsters and starts becoming a player, gaming the entire system. It's a huge gamble, and it changes everything.
So let's be clear, this isn't just some dramatic line to sound cool. This is Jinwoo's new, terrifying reality. The warning is about Hwang Dong-soo, an S-rank hunter who's convinced Jinwoo killed his brother. And in that world, when an S-rank has a grudge, things like laws and rules, they kind of go out the window. This guy isn't just a threat, he's basically a walking hurricane with a vendetta.
So you've got this S-rank hunter breathing down his neck, and that puts the clock on, big time. But honestly, that's not even the whole story. Jinwoo's getting squeezed from two different directions, and it's forcing him to level up at a speed that is frankly completely unheard of.
And this is what I mean by getting squeezed from two sides. On the one hand, you've got the emotional weight. His friend Jui is so traumatized by what they've been through that she just quits hunting altogether. It's this constant reminder of how brutal this life is. And on the other hand, a very real, very physical threat. An S rank is coming for him, and as strong as Jinwoo is getting, he is not ready for that fight. Not yet.
So what do you do when you're caught in a situation like that? Well, the answer he lands on is simple. Brutally simple, really. There's no hiding, there's no negotiating. The only way he survives is to become so powerful, so overwhelmingly strong, that even an S-rank hunter has to think twice. And he can't wait. He needs that power like yesterday.
Okay, so this is where Sung Jinwoo really starts to show us he's not just another brawler. He doesn't just decide to grind harder. He realizes he has to grind smarter. He cooks up this absolutely brilliant plan to basically find a loophole in the hunter system itself and use it to skyrocket his growth. Which brings us to the core of the problem he needs to solve, right? C-rank dungeons are way above his official E-rank status, and the rules say you need at least 8 people in your party to even enter. So how on earth does he get all that juicy experience and loot for himself? His solution is a 3-step hack, and it's just beautiful. First, he hires fill-ins, basically licensed hunters who can't or don't raid anymore, just to have their names on the roster to meet that 8-person minimum. Second, and this is the key, he pays them an insane 3 million won each just to stand outside and keep their mouths shut, all locked down with an NDA. And boom, step 3. He and Jinho walk into the dungeon alone, letting him soak up 100% of the experience points and every last bit of loot. And this whole spree, it pays off big time. During one of these solo runs, he picks up the stealth skill. And listen, this isn't just some neat little trick. The ability to become completely invisible and undetectable, that is an absolute game changer that's going to be incredibly important down the line. But here's the thing about a plan this bold, right? You can't exactly start throwing around millions of won and buying up every C-rank gate in sight and expect nobody to raise an eyebrow. The big guilds, the real power players, they start to notice. And if you want to see why they noticed, you just have to look at the money. A normal C-rank gate permit goes for, about 70 million won? Jinwoo's partner is out there bidding 150 million, more than double. From the outside, it looks like he's just burning money. It's not just a red flag, it's a giant neon sign screaming something very weird is happening here.
And of course, the first ones to bite are the White Tiger Guild, one of the biggest names in the game. They're intrigued. They dispatch one of their top guys, An Sung-min, to figure out who in the world this mysterious raid leader is and what his angle could possibly be.
So the guild exec, An Sang-min, he tracks Jinwoo down, thinking he's about to scout some talented but naive rookie who's being funded by a rich kid. Oh, he has no idea what he's walking into. What happens next isn't a recruitment meeting, it's a masterclass in how to completely flip a negotiation on its head.
You have to understand the huge, massive misunderstanding happening here. An Sang-min's big opening offer is to double whatever Jinwoo is getting paid. He thinks he's being super generous. What he doesn't know is that Jinwoo has already been offered a building worth 30 billion won. The guild's offer isn't just weak, it's so small it's actually funny.
And then comes the moment. The exact moment the entire game changes. Jinwoo says this line, nice and quiet, and activates his new stealth skill. He just vanishes, right there in front of An Sang-min. In that 1 second, the powerful guild executive goes from being the hunter to the prey. Jinwoo isn't a potential employee anymore. He's an unknown and utterly terrifying force.
The recruitment offer? Yeah, that's dead on arrival. This is a business deal now. Jinwoo just showed him who has the real power, and now he pivots. He knows White Tiger needs C-rank gates for their new recruits. And, well,
What do you know? He just happens to own the market. He's not the target anymore. He's the seller, and he holds all the cards.
So, the deal he lays out is just beautiful. He offers to sell them the permits for 3 gates he already has lined up. They settle on a price of 200 million won each. Just like that, in a few minutes, Jinwoo makes 600 million won. And get this, it's from permits he was probably going to cancel anyway. He literally just turned garbage into a massive payday. This is the proof. He's not just strong, he's smart.
So, that massive payday isn't just about the money. It's really the punctuation mark on this whole chapter of his growth, and it perfectly sets the stage for the next, even bigger phase of his journey.
So what's the fallout from all this? Well, for one, the White Tiger Guild is just left completely stunned, but also kind of impressed. Then Jinwoo sends this simple text. Let's call it even for the background check. It's such a power move, just letting them know he knew exactly what they were up to the whole time. He didn't just make a ton of cash, he put a top guild in its place and even made a powerful new contact. He proved he can outthink his opponents, not just outpunch them.
And right as he's wrapping all this up, proving he can play 40 chess with the best of them, the system drops a notification. His crazy system-hacking grind session worked. He did it. He's finally hit the level he needs for the next major evolution.
So think about it. He gained the rules to get stronger. He outmaneuvered one of the country's most powerful guilds, and he hit his goal in record time. He's more than just muscle now. But all of this was just the warm-up. Now he has to face his job change quest, a trial that's going to define his entire future. The question is no longer if he'll be powerful. The question is, what kind of power will he choose to become?